Our top 4 teams have been through the ringer to be here today, the grand finals. Now, who will be crowned champions? Will it be CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls' School, NUS High School of Math and Science, Raffles Girls' School, or Raffles Institution? Find out tonight on the National STEM Championship 2022. Welcome to the National STEM Championship. I'm Sonia Chu, and today our 4 grand finalists will duke it out to claim the championship. What will they face though? 3 rounds of challenges, each with its own degree of difficulty. Now, teams will be awarded points for their performance in each round, and the school with the highest overall score at the end will be crowned the National STEM Champion. Now, let's meet the teams, shall we? This school's vision is to foster girls of grace, women of strength, and leaders with heart. It's CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls' School.
I want to be a cardiac surgeon in the future.
I would like to be a molecular biologist.
I would like to be a forensic scientist when I grow up.
Honestly, in the future, I just want to be a better person.
Looking great, girls. Next up, the school which prides themselves in scientific prowess, equipping their students with a maker's mindset and more. It is NUS High School of Math and Science.
We are excited for the grand finals as we want to share our passion and knowledge of STEM to the world.
I'm passionate in everything, but no matter what I want to be in the future, I aim to be the very best among us.
If I could invent something, I would use my passions in various areas of science, such as nuclear physics, to build a more efficient nuclear reactor that releases more energy in a shorter amount of time to make energy production in Singapore more sustainable.
Well, to me, we have to promote more general social concern in young people and less materialism. We'll see how that goes.
Experiment.
Explore.
Excel.
NUS High!
And up next, the school whose Latin motto means Daughters of a Better Age. It's Raffles Girls' School.
Imagine a chemical reforming system which could sustainably recycle the mountains of trash and the greenhouse gases in this world. Or the medical cure for more forms of cancer. There are so many things to be invented in this world.
Quantum mechanics is like a black box that I wish to discover more in the future. Because imagine its possibilities. From efficient energy transportation to quantum computing, superposition, super cool.
My ideal is a world without poverty or hunger, a world where we can be happy all the time.
I hope to pursue medicine and specialize in either neurology or psychiatry. I've always been very fascinated by neurological disorders such as dementia, and I hope to research and improve the treatments available.
And last but not least, the school whose history stretches all the way back to 1823. It's Raffles Institution.
In the future, I would like to do research, specifically in cancer therapy.
I wish to make healthcare more accessible and affordable.
I want to become a doctor in the future so that I can improve the lives of others.
In the future, I would like to build a machine that can help me answer questions because I don't really know how to answer this question.
Say raffles, say raffles, say raffles.
Now, for the crucial people in charge of figuring out the scores, let's welcome our judges. Associate Professor Cho Xiao-meng of Nanyang Technological University, NTU. Dr. Lim Tit Meng, Chief Executive of Science Center Singapore. Professor Poon Kok Kwang, Provost of Singapore University of Technology and Design, SUTD. Ms. Tay Chewa of the Agency for Science, Technology and Research, A-STAR. And Assistant Professor Dwayne Low of National University of Singapore, NUS. And gracing us with her presence today is our guest of honor, Ms. Sun Xueling, Minister of State in the Ministry of Social and Family Development. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, I'm sure our students are at the edges of our seats. Let's get the ball rolling, shall we? The first round is called STEM Cells. Get it? As in SELLS. Interesting, right? Let's take a look at the rules. Teams have already prepared their presentation beforehand. They must now sell what they have learned to explain concepts to the general public. The total weightage of this round, 30%. All right, those were the rules. Our grand finalists had a tour of the Lee Kong Chian Natural History Museum, Singapore at NUS. They also visited the Urban Redevelopment Authority, URA, to learn all about fighting climate change and boosting biodiversity. Let's take a look. Climate change? Definitely not a hoax. Climate change, biodiversity, economic prosperity, and the well-being of the planet are all interconnected.
So your challenge is identify a suitable microforest site in a residential area and identify the key stakeholders you would need to engage in the development and implementation of your urban microforest project. Weighing the different considerations, convince your key stakeholders that a microforest project would be implemented or should be implemented in your chosen area. We look forward to your final presentation. All the best.
All right, teams, are you ready? It is now time for your presentations. The school to kick things off, CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls' School. All right. You girls have 4 minutes to present, and your time begins now.
New houses growing city.
These days have been so hot. My ice cream is melting.
My friends and family are gone.
I am dying. Why is this happening?
Well, this is all part of the carbon cycle. Plants can help to take in carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas, during photosynthesis. Our beloved green friends can help to sequester carbon and store it.
However, with urban developments, there's increased fossil fuel use and deforestation, increasing the number of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and worsening our climate crisis. We are emitting way higher levels of greenhouse gases than plants like me can store.
Oh no! How should we strike a balance between our urban developments yet still preserve our natural environment? Well, we present to you
Nature-based climate solutions. Nature-based climate solutions help us adapt to the effects of change and disasters, protecting biodiversity and mitigating climate change. I am the microforest. I am densely planted using the Miyawaki method, which helps me grow really fast. Obviously, I am micro and can be as small as 3 by 3 meters. My amazing assets include reducing soil erosion, air pollution, and promoting the biodiversity. After 3 to 4 years, I'll be fully grown and can function as a self-sustaining ecosystem. In order to maximize the benefits of microforest, one such site is Serangoon North Avenue 4, which URA has no plans to develop in the near future. The microforest will be planted in between pavements and 10 meters away from a junction or turn. In total, the small plots of land add up to almost 250 square meters, which can be almost 1,000 trees.
Native species such as the lipstick plant, river terrena, and the galam tree will also be planted. In microforests, species interact through parasitism, commensalism, and mutualism. Take a look at me, the night butterfly and the Malayan ixora. I depend on her for food, and she gets pollination benefits from me. Without microforests, there will be less Malayan ixoras, and thus my numbers will decrease as well. Hence, microforests create environments where such interspecies relationships can exist, thus helping to reverse biodiversity loss.
Ayo, but microforests near my home will bring so many problems. What if animals like monkeys and snakes come into my home? And what about diseases?
Well, don't worry. I have natural checks and balances that help regulate the animal population. Plus, I am small and will not attract large animals like macaques that will invade your home. By providing carbon sinks, I am able to sequester carbon and transpire, thereby cooling down our atmosphere.
Which means that Singapore won't be so hot anymore. Microforests are like cooling services, nature's air conditioning system.
Wait, this is starting to sound really expensive.
Nope, while manpower costs are tremendous, this can be mitigated by engaging volunteers and schools.
Microforests can only sequester carbon, so it is still crucial for us to reduce carbon emissions so as to mitigate climate change and promote biodiversity.
No nature, no future.
Say bye-bye to climate change!
Hi, thank you for your very interesting presentation. I just wanted to ask, you mentioned about cost. It's more cost effective to use these methods compared to current conventional method. So are you able to explain a little bit more about how this can be quantified in terms of the benefits to having your solution?
Singapore's land is quite expensive, so using small plots of land, like pockets of land around the island, we can plant these forests, so making full use of the available land that we have.
We also know that other than nature-based climate solutions, there's a lot of other solutions like using technology, how we can store carbon, but those would take like a lot of money. So making use of such microforests, right, we can use less cost and we can also promote biodiversity and at the same time reverse climate change as much as we can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls' School. One more big round of applause. We're going off for a quick break now, but be sure to catch the rest of our grand finalists' presentations. See you real soon. Welcome back to the National STEM Championship. Presenting now for round 1 of the grand finals, we have NUS High School of Math and Science. I think you guys are ready. Your 4 minutes begins now.
Wait, who's there?
I am Groot.
Ah, you're Groot. Come to visit your old boy Star-Lord here?
I am Groot.
Wait, you want to move here? How big's your family?
I am Groot.
15 children? I didn't know you're that fertile. Whatever the case, that is way too many. Why are you even here? And here's your translator.
Well, all the other planets kicked me out.
Yeah, well, I don't have much land here. And why would I want a giant forest in my backyard?
Well, I can help with Earth climate change issue.
Yeah, well, I don't believe you. But I'll give you a chance anyway. Let's welcome our experts.
Hi, I'm from the URA.
I'm from NParks. Star-Lord, I think Groot is right about climate change. After Earth gains heat via sunlight, it radiates heat back into space. However, greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and methane absorb this, retaining heat in our atmosphere. This is called the greenhouse effect. And once the greenhouse gases get too high, global warming occurs.
Why do I care about that?
The melting of ice caps, change in temperatures, and acidity destroy habitats of many organisms such as polar bears and corals. And melting of ice caps also causes rising of sea levels, which causes flooding, which is especially dangerous for low-lying Singapore.
Well, we did try to decarbonize factories. While this does work, it's rather expensive and difficult to engineer, making it highly suboptimal.
This is exactly why you need me and my family. Us trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere in a process called carbon sequestration. We're also cheap and easy to maintain.
Yeah, nah, I want space in my backyard to fly around.
Oh, sorry, I never mentioned. It is a microforest. Can be as small as 100 square meters. Can be just a plot of land before your house to the PIE.
Why would I want like 1,000 of you? And I also don't want to deal with all the insects.
Well, we can select specific species of trees that do not attract pests. Furthermore, the deep root systems of trees also help to absorb stagnant puddles, reducing the breeding of mosquitoes. The microforest can help to cool down the surroundings via shade from the canopies, as well as evapotranspiration from the leaves.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Humans like me are inherently biophilic. This means that when I'm exposed to nature, it helps me to relieve stress, improve my concentration, and provides me with a conducive environment to bond with others. What a great retirement home it will make for me.
So, do I get to move in, Star-Lord?
Star-Lord? I'm your landlord.
Judges, it is now time for your questions.
Have you tried to quantify how much improvement in the pollution level?
So to quantify this, for example, if we want to measure how impactful our microforest is in the local environment, so we can see that there are HDB buildings here, and this is the area we are planning to implement our microforest, and there is an expressway, the PIE, below it. So we can, for example, implement sensors maybe on either side of the microforest to see how much noise pollution it absorbs. We can also implement chemical pollutant sensors to see how much the air quality is improved in the HDB flats versus as emitted in the expressway by the cars.
A lot of these solutions require some degree of trade-off. So I'm just imagining that piece of land, could I kind of use it as a vegetable farm?
there has been community projects that have looked into rooftop gardening within their residential blocks. And we can definitely seek all different ways to provide a more greener space for all the residents. Yes.
Thank you so much, NUS High School of Math and Science. All right, now it's time for Raffles Girls' School to present. Give them a big round of applause. Ladies, your 4 minutes starts now.
Ah, zombies! Never fear, Miyawaki is here. Are you Professor Miyawaki, the famous ecologist?
Yes, just another day of Prof and I hunting down these atrocious climate change zombies, but that's not going to be enough.
Over the last 150 years, humans have released way too much greenhouse gases. The Earth emits infrared radiation, which is absorbed and re-emitted as thermal energy. The more greenhouse gases we produce, the hotter the Earth gets.
And that's why the zombies are just getting stronger, striking back with stuff like rising sea levels and extreme weather that is really harming both humans and ecosystems.
I invented the Miyawaki method to create a microforest. This causes natural selection, which promotes fast growth and leaving behind strong trees, which is able to sustain the ecosystem.
You, Trika, we stand before you to propose a residential microforest.
But a residential area has many competing priorities for development, so where does it go? Well, we can use any one of the 266 community use sites. Microforests can also be as small as a tennis court, so we won't be hindering any urban land development.
You really think that these small microforests are enough to sequester that much carbon dioxide?
Well, microforests are terrific carbon sinks. They can sequester up to 60 kg of carbon dioxide per square meter every year.
Microforests only require manpower for management for the first 2 years. After that, they are completely self-sufficient. This is because they consist of native trees, which are best suited to our tropical climate. Microforests also have many layers, which allows them to support 18 times the biodiversity that conventional forests can.
But then, good for nature, good for me, meh?
Trees can actually counter the urban heat island effect. They can cool the surroundings down by transpiration and their vegetative covering. So, Uncle, you know your house, your neighborhood can be cooler up to 6 degrees?
Oh,
yeah, that's why we can pilot microforests at warmer regions in Singapore, such as Admiralty. And of course, the best part about microforests is the community engagement. You can come together with your neighbors with the help of URA to create the microforest of your own. Through land planning, planting, maintenance, the compound spirit can truly grow again.
Lastly, education is extremely important to maximize the benefits of microforests.
Yeah, this one got QR code can scan, learn more one.
Yep, microforests, small but mighty.
Don't you agree?
Thank you.
My question is actually about the zombie. I don't understand what is this climate change zombie?
Okay, so we try to represent different effects, negative effects of climate change, such as rising sea levels and increasing temperatures through zombies. And these solutions, such as microforests, are kind of like the weapon that will help kill these zombies so that we can help reduce the climate change situation.
Thank you so much, Raffles Girls' School. Okay, now, Raffles Institution is about to take the floor. Please give them some encouragement. All right, you guys, your 4 minutes, it starts now.
Why is it getting hotter and hotter every single day? My flat is so warm. How I wish I could move to somewhere cooler.
Hi, I'm the MP for Tampines GRC. Why not come and live in Tampines? We're building a microforest here on this patch of land along Tampines Street 21. It's 60 by 40 meters and it's surrounded by HDB blocks.
Microforest? What's that? And how can it help to cool down the air for me?
Hi, I'm Dr. Shi, a botanist. Let me tell you more. A microforest is essentially a miniature forest that can be as small as a basketball court. As part of this project, we're finding small unused pieces of land near HDB blocks and converting them into microforests. We're going to plant the trees very close together using the Miyawaki method, such that they will grow up to 10 times faster because they will be competing with the other plants for sunlight.
But what's the big deal about microforests anyway? Well, isn't it simpler to build gardens and parks?
Well, in gardens and parks, you need to manually water, fertilize, and prune all the plants from time to time. But in a microforest, you don't need to do anything at all because they are a self-sustaining ecosystem. In fact, here are some of the native trees that we intend to use.
Hi, I'm a tube tree. Let me tell you about why I am the best tree to be planted in this forest. I dominate and support local rainforests. I am hardy and resilient, and I can grow in any soil condition. You can find me in parks and even along roadsides. Well, to simulate rainforest conditions, we also have to plant other plant species. For example, my friends, the senduduk and the simple air. These are fast-growing shrubs that attract birds and butterflies, promoting biodiversity. This makes it a habitat for many of our native species.
Native species? Does that mean I'll hear that noisy and annoying bird everywhere I go?
Oh, are you referring to this bird? The one that goes, "Oh!" That is the koel. That's the Asian koel, and it makes these mating calls only towards the end of the year. If their mating calls annoy you, you can always call MParks and they will resolve the issue for you.
That sounds reassuring. But back to my problem. How are Microforest gonna tackle this climate change thing going on and make the environment cooler for me?
Ah, you've asked the right question. Microforests are a nature-based climate solution that can indeed help to reduce surrounding temperatures. Heat is absorbed from the surroundings through evapotranspiration, a process that is quite similar to sweating in humans. So you won't have to spend as much money and energy on your air conditioning in your new Tampines flat.
I would also like to add that planting microforests is going to be 1, more cost efficient, 2, more sustainable, and 3, more easy to implement than using man-made solutions such as the driving of electric vehicles nationwide.
But are microforests really suitable for an urban city-state like Singapore?
Well, did you know that tiny forests have already been set up here in Singapore? For example, the Commonwealth Secondary School and the Singapore American School have both integrated rainforests into their school compounds. Moreover, greenery has been proven to decrease stress levels, which is a win-win situation for stressful Singapore.
That sounds like a lot of benefits. I've decided I'm going to move to Tampines.
As you can see, microforests attract residents and real estate developers as well. When you plant microforests, everybody wins.
Let's make Singapore a city in nature.
Let's plant microforests today.
Thank you for that call. You mentioned calling NPark to settle. I wonder what you meant by settle the Asian quail.
We read that MParks is actually, they help to resolve the issue by pruning the trees and removing the nest because quail is a brood parasite that likes to lay their eggs in birds of other species. So by removing the nest, we actually remove the territory of the quail and they will find somewhere else.
Thank you so much, Raffles Institution! Well done to our finalists for their intelligent and creative concepts in just 4 minutes. That's just incredible. Can you imagine? Our teams can convey so much information in such a short amount of time, right? But of course, we need to know how well they did. So the scores are in for round 1. And remember, round 1 STEM cells holds 30% of your score's total weightage. So here's how the scoreboard looks like right now. Currently leading with 27 points, we have Raffles Institution! NUS High School and Math and Science have 26 points, and both CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School and Raffles Girls School with 25 points! Very, very close fight. Well done, students. Now 2 more rounds left to go. Nothing can be taken for granted. So let's get on with the competition right now with the rules for round 2. The studio audience will get a chance to vote and determine which mystery question each team will answer and with which celebrity. Round 2 will have a 30% weightage of the total score. Good luck. So here's the exciting part. Our supporters in the audience get to influence which of our teams will answer which questions. They cast their votes earlier, so let's have a recap. The votes are in. Audiences chose balls labeled with S, T, E, or M and assigned them to a school. If a school gets the most number of balls labeled S, they will be destined to answer the question tagged to that letter, and their mystery celebrity teammate will be revealed. Please welcome actress and influencer Tae Ing, who's also a black belt in Taekwondo, so don't mess with her. Now up next, say hello to popular Yes, Teo San San DJ and host Hazel Teo. And of course, we have multilingual comedian and internet star of the Magic Cup of Fame. Please welcome Daz. Plus, actor and host who is a very well-known face on many hit shows like Kin, Fried Rice Paradise, and more. Welcome, Daniel Ashrik. Okay, so here's how it's gonna go. CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School, you got the most number of votes with the letter T, so you're paired with Hazel. All right. NUS High School of Math and Science, you got the letter M, so give a warm welcome to Daniel. Raffles Girls School, you've gotten the letter E, so Das will be joining you. All right, give it up for him. And of course, last but not least, with the letter S, Tae Ing will team up with Raffles Institution. All the best. Now the die has been cast. Our grand finalists and our new celeb team members will work on their questions. So presentations are coming up next. But first, we're going for a break. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the National STEM Championship Grand Finals. Now, before the break, our Grand Finalists worked together with their celebrity guests to solve their problem statements for round 2. Now, they will now have 3 minutes to present the fruit of their discussion. We're going to kick things off here with CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School. You were given the question, diabetic patients are advised to avoid consuming sugar. Identify and explain which body function is affected in a diabetic patient. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Missy, I don't feel too well today. I think I may be diabetic.
Oh no, do you know that in Singapore, 1 in 3 people are at risk of getting diabetes in their lifetime? Look at what you're holding. It may be because you are taking too much sugary foods.
What?
Do you know that diabetic people can have coronary heart disease and may experience chest pains and may have heart attack, stroke, and even have narrowing arteries? Are you okay?
I think I am.
No, but you should still go see the doctor. Go straight in.
Okay, doctor,
Why are you
doctor.
carrying so many sweets with you? Do you know that you're a suspected diabetic patient?
But I love my chocolates.
No more chocolates for you. Do you know that with diabetes, you are unable to produce enough insulin and use it? This is the body function that's affected as a result of diabetes. So stop having chocolate.
But why?
Hello, I'm insulin, a hormone produced in the pancreas. So when the body detects that there's a high glucose concentration in your blood, I will travel via blood to the liver and muscle cells. My job is to stimulate the conversion of excess glucose to glycogen. Also, I will increase the permeability of the cell surface membranes so that cells can absorb more glucose, thus helping to decrease your body's blood glucose concentration levels.
Sounds complicated.
However, in a diabetic patient, the pancreas, after detecting the high glucose concentration, doesn't secrete enough insulin. Thus, blood glucose concentration remains high above the norm and will affect other bodily functions such as your circulatory system, your immune system, and your nervous system.
Oh, doctor, the report is out.
Oh, seems like you're not a diabetic patient. In fact, you're just a sweet person.
Oh, thank you, doctor.
Bye.
Wow, girls! I love how the report the entire time just had one word, sweet. Fantastic. Thank you so much, CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School. Now, it is time for NUS High School of Math and Science. Let's hear it! The action of drinking water through a straw mirrors a naturally occurring process. Identify and explain what process this is. You have 3 minutes and your time starts now.
Oh, ever since I became a landlord, Groot has given me so many problems. He's been bringing over so many... Who are you?
I am Grant. Nice to meet you.
Looks like an evolved Groot.
Did I hear my name Groot? Ah, right, this is my cousin Grunt. He taught me the special ability to speak without a translator.
Yeah, whatever. I'm thirsty.
Ah, my friend, drinking water?
Drinking water?
Yes. When you drink a water using a straw, the water molecules escape the straw like this. There is a region of low pressure here. However, at this part, there's a high pressure since the water surface experiences atmospheric pressure. Since there is a pressure gradient from a higher pressure to a lower pressure, thus water gets sucked up the straw and you can drink water.
Wow, Grunt, you're very well versed in science. How do we drink water then?
Well, we do a process called transpiration. It's where we seep in water through our roots, go through our trunk, and leaf through our leaves.
Right, so at the bottom of a tree we have the roots, in the trunk we have a xylem, the water carrying tube, and at the top we have the leaves. This is a section of the leaf, and stomatas are holes where essentially trees breathe with. Around the stomata we have epidermal cells, and underneath we have the mesophyll layer cells.
Water vapor then leaves the leaves through the stomata found in the underside of the leaves, creating a partial vacuum, which is a region of low pressure in the epidermal cells. Hence, water is then drawn in from the mesophyll cells, as we can see here. This creates a pressure gradient throughout the tree that sucks up the water, akin to how we drink water through a straw.
There is another thing called root pressure. Because our roots are in higher osmolarity, meaning there are more dissolved solvents in our root cells, water would come into our roots and push up themselves through osmosis. Isn't that easy?
So drinking water and trees drinking water is almost the same because there's a tube and water and pressure gradients. But wait, you are drinking water from my property.
Yeah, don't worry. I won't get drunk.
I love that. You didn't say you were going to leave us speechless. Thank you so much. NUSI, one more big round of applause. It is now time for Raffles Girls' School to take center stage. Now here though is the problem statements that they have here today. Eating chilies causes a burning sensation. Identify the chemical causing this and explain the phenomenon. Ready? Your 3 minutes begins now.
Hi, losers.
Oh my god, he's so rude.
I'm so hot and spicy.
I mean, he's capsaicin, what can we expect, right?
Wait, remind me what capsaicin is again?
There are several compounds that can cause this feeling of spiciness, such as eugenol and cinnamaldehyde. But the main issue, I mean culprit of the issue, is capsaicin. Capsaicin, this is a molecular compound, which is also a non-polar substance and organic substance, which consists of carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen. And the thing is, this is the thing that can actually cause this burning sensation in your stomach, in your throat, in your mouth.
Wait, but why does it cause it? This is because capsaicin is a heavy organic compound. It stays in the mouth, which is why you feel this burning sensation in the mouth when it binds with TRPV1 receptor. This receptor detects heat, which is why we perceive it as a burning sensation, because your mouth literally thinks it's on fire. So this activates the fight or flight response, where our heart starts beating faster, our face starts to flush. We literally feel like we're gonna die. That's the fight or flight response.
Yeah, and then after the capsaicin binds to the receptor sends electric impulses to the sensory neuron, which then sends electric impulses to the relay neuron in the brain, which registers the spiciness, the burning sensation.
So many of us would call for water to get rid of the capsaicin.
So annoying!
I'm hydrophobic, so I cannot be dissolved by your water. You try harder next time.
Wait, but then again, why is capsaicin unable to dissolve in water? Well, capsaicin is a non-polar organic molecule, while water is a polar molecule, with the electronegative oxygen stealing away some of the electrons from the hydrogen.
Why don't we try alcohol?
Beer!
We choose you!
Okay. Actually, beer has too little alcohol content, so that will not faze me.
Yep, beer is about 1 to 6% in alcohol, and it's simply not enough to wash away the spicy feeling in your mouth. Try again.
Like fries?
Fries, too little oil in it, cannot do anything.
Then how about we try milk? I think milk will have, since it has a higher lipid content, it might be able to kill thus the capsaicin.
Oh, thank you. Alright. Oh, yes, I'm finally dead. Oh.
Yes! Finally! Capsaicin is lipid soluble, so when it dissolves, it stops binding to the receptor and we don't feel the burning sensation anymore.
Ah, relief. Thank you.
Loving the acting over there. Now, Raffles Institution, NTing, it's your turn. You must answer this question. Bacterial infections in humans can be treated with antibiotics. Explain how an antibiotic works. Your 3 minutes begins now.
Doctor, I'm having a cold and I have to go to NSC. Can you prescribe me antibiotics so that I'll feel better?
Unfortunately, cannot. Because antibiotics are meant to treat bacterial infections. A flu is actually caused by a viral infection, which means that in this case, should we use antibiotics, it wouldn't be effective to treat your flu.
What exactly are antibiotics then?
Oh, antibiotics are in fact chemical medicines which inhibit the growth of bacterial cells or it just kills them outright. And it does so generally by impairing or destroying the necessary organelles for the bacteria that they use to survive.
Hi, I'm an antibiotic. Let me tell you about the two main types of antibiotics. The first one is a broad-spectrum antibiotic. This affects a wide range of different bacteria. An example of this kind of antibiotic would be amoxicillin, which you have probably eaten before. Yeah. Another antibiotic type is a narrow-spectrum antibiotic. This only affects a few types of bacteria. An example of this would be penicillin, which is one of the most famous antibiotics.
So, how do antibiotics work then? What are the mechanisms?
Hello, we are a group of evil bacteria. Let us tell you about how our nemesis, the antibiotics, are going to fight us. Firstly, they're going to disrupt our cell membrane.
Hello everyone, this is my cell membrane, and I use it to store all the contents of the cell, such as the cytoplasm and the ribosomes. Oh no! My cell membrane is ruptured and all my cell contents are spilling out! Oh no, I'm dying and I cannot survive.
Secondly, they're also going to inhibit our RNA and DNA synthesis.
As a cell, I'm constantly making new DNA and RNA to reproduce and to function. Oh no! I cannot make DNA and RNA anymore. I cannot reproduce and I'm going to die.
Last but not least, they're also going to attack our protein synthesis.
Hello everyone, this is my ribosome. It is made up of a 30S and a 50S subunit. Together, they make up my prokaryotic ribosome. And it is often used, and we always need to use it to make up new proteins, such as the very important enzymes. Don't kill me, please, don't kill me, please. Oh no, my ribosome has been destroyed. I cannot survive anymore because I cannot make any more proteins.
Wow. If you can't prescribe me antibiotics, then what can you prescribe me with?
In this case, for your flu, I can provide you palliative care and provide you with the common medicines such as paracetamol or ibuprofen to ease the symptoms of like fever and headache that often come with the flu.
I see. I mean, even though I didn't have to take antibiotics today, but I learned so much from you guys, so thank you! Guys, at this point, I was just wondering what else he had in that jacket, you know, like... just like non-stop hits, like from the pocket, from the jacket. Give it up for them, please. Now that our 4 schools have presented, our judges are deep in discussion. Now we'll see who is a step closer to becoming the national STEM champion. All these after the break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the National STEM Championship. Our 4 grand finalists have just presented their answers for round 2. Wow, and we're now waiting with bated breath for their results. Okay, here it is. Round 2 is 30% of your score's total weightage. So here are the scores for round 2. On the top of the scoreboard, we have Raffles Institution with 28 points. Both NUS High School of Math and Science and Raffles Girls School have 24 points. And CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School with 22 points. Fantastic job, everyone. But we gotta hang on to our horses and check out the total scores for round 1 and 2 combined. Here's where you stand. We have Raffles Institution with 55 points, NUS High School of Math and Science with 50 points, Raffles Girls School with 49 points, and CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School with 47 points. They've officially completed 2 out of 3 final rounds. Now, you've got one more hurdle that stands in the way of you and the much-coveted National STEM Championship trophy. So let's take a look at the rules of round 3, rapid response. Our 4 grand finalists will have to answer 15 questions. Round 3 rapid response has a 40% weightage of the total score. And those were the rules. Teams, this is it. Now, let's go. Question number 1. What is the name of the virus that the smallpox vaccine is made from? And your 10 seconds starts now. Time's up. And the answer is Vaccinia. No one scoring points. Question number 2. In what photosynthesis, the steps of fixing carbon dioxide and the Calvin cycle are physically separated? And your time begins now. Time's up. The answer is C4. 2 schools scoring point. Question number 3. Iron at atmospheric pressure has 2 crystal structures. One is BCC, body-centered cubic, and the other is what? And your time begins now. Time's up. The answer is FCC. NUS highest scoring points here. Question number 4. The conversion of a carbonyl group to an amine via an intermediate imine is called what amination? Your time starts now. Time's up, and the answer is reductive. No one is scoring points. Question number 5. During baking, a loaf of bread turns brown due to the what reaction? And your time begins now. Time's up, and the answer is Maillard. No one scoring points, unfortunately, due to spelling errors. Question number 6. What transform is an integral transformation that converts a function of a real variable to a function of a complex variable and is used as a tool to solve differential equations? And your time begins now. Time's up, and the answer is Laplace. All right, here we go with question number 7. Cobalt and what are critical raw materials in the production of cathodes of lithium-ion batteries? And your time begins now. Time's up, and the correct answer is nickel. Question number 8. 1,609 meters is equivalent to 1 what? And your time begins now. Time's up. The correct answer is mile. Everyone's scoring points. Question number 9. What is the enzyme that adds repetitive nucleotide sequences at the end of chromosomes? And your time begins now. Time's up. The answer is telomerase. Question number 10. Lateral flow tests like the rapid antigen tests rely on what action to move the liquid sample across the test bed? And your time begins now. Time's up. The correct answer is capillary. Question number 11. Magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI, uses magnetic fields and radio waves to measure what molecules in tissues of the body. And your time begins now. Time's up. The correct answer is water. Question number 12. What structures found in organisms are inherited from evolutionary ancestors but no longer serve a function in their current forms? And your time begins now. Time's up. The correct answer is vestigial. Question number 13. We're getting close. The what limits is a concept that states that a normal human cell can only replicate and divide for 40 to 60 times. And your time starts now. Time's up. And the correct answer is Hayflick. Last few questions now. The sum of the interior angles of a 63-sided polygon is how many degrees? And your time starts now. Time's up. It is 10,980. This is your final question. The element symbol for potassium is K. What Latin word is this symbol derived from? And your time begins now. Time's up. The answer is kalium. After 15 tough questions, let's now see where each school stands for round 3. So here are your round 3 scores. Both NUS High School Math and Science and Raffles Institution neck and neck, 11 points. Raffles Girls School has 6 points, and CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School has 1 point. Fantastic job, teams. But which one of our 4 teams will win the National STEM Championship? This is it. After combining the scores from all 3 rounds, here are the total scores. Finishing first is Raffles Institution with 66 points, followed by NUS High School of Math and Science with 61, Raffles Girls with 55, and CHIJ St. Nick's with 48. Congratulations, Raffles Institution, give it up! And now for the prize presentation, I'd like you guys to join me in welcoming our guest of honor, Ms. Sun Sherling, Minister of State in the Ministry of Social and Family Development, up on stage. Presenting our 3rd runner-up, CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls School. Up next, we have our 2nd runner-up, that is Raffles Girls School. You guys, by the way, get to go home with $800 worth of book vouchers. Well done, girls. Up next, we have our 1st runner-up, NUS High School of Math and Science. Give them a big round of applause. You will be receiving $1,000 worth of book vouchers. Amazing job, you guys. Congratulations, well done. And now, the champions of the National STEM Championship of 2022. It's Raffles Institution! Besides the championship trophy, you guys are taking home $1,200 worth of book vouchers. Well done to all 4 teams. Can we have a big round of applause for everyone up here on stage right now? On behalf of the entire National STEM Championship 2022, I'd like to give a big thank you to our guest of honor, Ms. Sun Sherling. This has been the National STEM Championship 2022, you guys. It has been a blast, right, guys? Yes! All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to all again. I'm Sonia Chu, and we'll see you next time. Party! Where's your trophies? You're...